Fiverr Friday and a VO's journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is Friday the 13th. Crazy, right? But it is good to be here. I apologize. It's been a while since I've gone live on Friday. I've been working a lot on the weekends, been trying to really focus on another thing that we're working on as a family. So Friday lives have been kind of tough to come by, but I'm super glad that I'm live today. So I'm not sure if anyone will show up, but either way, it's super excited. So I thought I would talk about what prices you should be charging today on Fiverr, since we're talking about Fiverr, because I think as time goes on, things change. Fiverr has been around for 11 years now, and a lot has changed, and a lot has changed recently. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into that conversation today, and hopefully it'll be super helpful. Also, if you're new to Fiverr Friday, basically what we do is I come on, do a little spiel for you, and then I answer your questions. So, pop into the chat, say hello, type in any questions that you might have, and I will do my best to answer them when the time comes. So we've got that. Also, if you haven't done that so yet, make sure you take a moment to like and subscribe so that you can get a notification, and hit that bell notification too. That's important to get notified, because the way YouTube works, you've got to hit that notification to make sure that you get notified. And then I think, just keep checking up on it, because I pretty much try to put out a video every single day of the week. I've not been as successful over the last couple of weeks, but hopefully we'll get there. So anyways, I'm very excited to talk to you about the topic today, because it still remains a very hot and contested topic whenever someone talks about voiceover pricings and they mention Fiverr in the same sentence or the same thought. There's all those spidey antennas that pop up about, hey, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about pricing. Either A, you want to storm the castle with the pitchforks, or B, you're on the castle trying to stave off the people who are coming with the pitchforks. You kind of end up taking one side or the other. So today I hope to talk to you about, maybe a different approach, okay, to Fiverr, to pricing in general, and to voiceover. So what I want to talk to you about, and since this is Fiverr Friday, we will be focusing on Fiverr and prices on Fiverr, but I want you to take a step back for a moment and think about pricing in general and your voiceover business, okay? And to look at Fiverr as one place that offers opportunities, not the place, the only place to be. It is a place, one single place that you have an opportunity to get work on. Right? You have an opportunity to get work on a website like Voquent. You have an opportunity to get work on a website like Upwork. You have an opportunity to get work on voices.com. You have an opportunity on Bunny Studios. You have an opportunity on Voice 123, on People Per Hour, on The Voice Realm, on Voice Jungle, on Bulldogo, on Freelancer, on all of these, so many different websites. You've got chances. You've got a chance on your own site. You've got a chance to get work offline. There's so many different places that you have an opportunity to get work. And the key to getting that work is to be in front of as many of those people in those places at once as possible, right? So when it comes to pricing, and Fiverr, they started, of course, 11 years ago with the $5 idea, right? Everything was $5. But, that changed quite a bit ago, right? I mean, there used to be you could only offer $5. But now there is no limit to what you can offer. And I would now argue that instead of going into Fiverr with the idea that I'm going to charge $5, you should go into Fiverr now, at least in my opinion. And this is a shift. This is a shift in my thinking. This is a shift, I think that I've had. I feel like you should be open to go into Fiverr two different ways. One, if you want to compete on price, Okay, and your job, your goal as opening your business, right, is to be the most affordable voiceover, artist or business out there. Then yeah, you know what I mean? You can charge $5. You charge $5 for 100 words, 200 words, 300 words. That's going to be what you're competing on, is price. But if you go into Fiverr and you want to compete on quality, you want to compete on customer service, you want to compete on delivery time, right? You want to compete on other things, okay? You can offer way more than $5. I mean, you can charge way more than $5, and you can charge the same prices on other websites. Maybe you go into Fiverr and you're like, okay, well, what I do is I charge $50 for 50 words. And I charge, $100 for buyout. So, 50 words with a buyout, a 15-second spot or something is going to be $150. That's fantastic. You can charge that and go up from there. But here's the thing, and this is why I'm bringing this up with the pricing and opportunities, is because Fiverr should not be the only place where you put that out. Right? Fiverr should be one place. Okay. Now you might be on a platform like Fiverr and get a lot of work from that one platform. That's great. But you should be putting yourself on as many platforms as possible, giving yourself as many opportunities as possible. And if you as your own business want to focus on customer service, focus on quality, want to focus on the acting, want to focus on delivery time, want to focus on ease of being able to work, good customer service, all that stuff. You might feel like, okay, well, I'm not competing on price, so my prices need to be more, and I'm okay with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Or I am competing on price, and I'm okay with that too. I think a lot of the hiccup in our industry right now also revolves around the idea that it's either one way or the other way, right? You either go to a website that allows you to charge $5, right? Or you don't. You boycott that. Okay? Instead, I think we should be looking at this whole thing as opportunities. Right? These places offer us opportunities. We can decide what we want to charge, whether it's $5 or $500 or $5,000. You can charge whatever you like because there's opportunities there, and there are people getting work at all of those price points. Right? So the thing I'm trying to say here is that don't be afraid to go to a site like Fiverr and charge what you want to charge for your business. Okay? Because you are going to be then competing on a different level. You're going to be competing something other than price, and that's okay. Fiverr has enough traffic to compete on something else besides price. And Fiverr is fighting an uphill battle because if anybody's followed Fiverr for a while, they're trying to grow their, they can't change their name, right? I mean, their name, they're not going to change the Fiverr name. But, I think they probably would love to be able to change it at this point because, I've talked to many people on Fiverr, and, they have all tried to push this thing where, we want to get to quality instead of offering the cheapest price. Okay, and that's a hard uphill battle. I was having a great conversation with Miles Chacoin earlier, the CEO over at Voquent, and we were just talking about opportunities, in the market. And in my mind, I was just, after I was done talking to him, I was just thinking about all the different opportunities. And I think that this is important to discuss are the opportunities that are available and how you as a business owner are going to approach them. You do not have to charge $5 on Fiverr to be successful, but you cannot expect one platform to do everything for you. That's the whole point. There's opportunities everywhere. So if you take a moment and think, okay, well, if there's opportunities on Fiverr, there's opportunities on Upwork, there's opportunities on Voices, there's opportunities on agencies. There are opportunities of being represented. There's opportunities everywhere. Okay. Well, then we should be, as business owners, searching for those opportunities. It does not make any logical sense to not go where there are opportunities. And if you are going to base your business on price, then you are going to go to places and compete on price. But if you're going to base your business on, competing on quality, then you're going to price your business accordingly. Right? They always say, right, there's three things in business, right? There's a quality, there's speed of delivery, and there's price. You can only ever have two out of the three, right? Like you can only ever have like quality and price, but not speed, or speed and quality, but not price. You know what I mean? Or, price and speed, but not quality. Like you can always have two out of those three things. And your job as a business owner is to make that decision and then live with that decision. If you want to be someone who, is the most expensive and charges the most, that's great. Be on Fiverr, be on Upwork, be at Voices, be everywhere. There's opportunities. You are still going to be in front of people getting opportunities. Okay? Remember, being the most expensive is just as much as a marketing tool as being the cheapest. Right? There's going to be people who, we don't like, if we want something, we're going to go, pricing is a part of that marketing. But remember, you're competing in a variety of different ways. You choose what you want to compete on. I hope this makes sense. In the past, I was always like, listen, the best way to get on Fiverr and to get work quickly, okay, is to be going in at that entry level of $5. But the reality is that is true if you want to compete with price. But if you want to compete in other ways, don't go in at $5. Okay? Don't go in at that rate. Go in at a higher rate. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to charge that rate in order to compete. Just make sure that you are clear on what you are competing about, right? What you're competing over. It's not price, all right? But also make sure that you understand that Fiverr is one place for opportunities, and there's so many more. Okay. I think I got my point across. I hope that makes sense. I'm interested in your thoughts about this. I know, in the past, I've always advocated, I think, for, you running your business the way you want to run your business. I've always felt that is something that I feel very strongly about. At the same time, as we enter this business, it's still challenging to know, okay, well, what kind of, prices should I be charging? And when I first started in voiceover, I didn't know either. And so I remember having the conversation with my wife, and I think she said to me, well, how much do you make an hour right now? And as a teacher, I think I made between like $20 or $30 an hour. And I was like, well, yeah, so, make $25 an hour, right? And it's like, okay, well, let's look at that. An hour's work, $25. So if you take that and then you can divide that up, right? 150 words, that's like a minute of, finished audio or so, commercial. And so I started pricing my work from the beginning based on what was, normal of an hour's work of my time. Do you know what I'm saying? As I went along, I learned more and more about voiceover and how more of the industry structures their pricing. But I never lost that root, I think those roots of, what is real, what is normal in the world. Like doctors make like, I think I was looking at, made like $89 to $119 or something an hour. That's like the average. Okay. Well, when I do a voiceover and I make like $300 for a 30-second spot, when they do buyout and everything, I mean, you think about it, and it takes me like 10 or 15 minutes to do that. I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? However, I want to mention the one part that we don't talk a lot about, and that is, and I think this is another pricing issue. I had gotten some emails a couple of weeks ago for some people who were quite complimentary on my website, but they were trying to point out to me that my prices were a little low in their thinking. And it's always cool. I always appreciate the feedback. And I think what the problem there was that if, for example, it took me 3 months, 4 months, 6 months to get a job, right? And if it took me 6 months to get a job, I better make a whole hell of a lot of money in those 6 months in order to pay for those 6 months of living, right? So if I'm going to look at working less, a lot less in this case, I need to make a lot more to cover all of those expenses and times, right? I mean, that's common sense. However, if you are doing bulk, right, where you are looking, instead of doing 1 or 2 voiceovers every 6 months, you're looking at doing, 5 to 10 voiceovers a day, Monday through Friday or whatever. That changes the dynamic again also of your pricing and the structure of your business, right? Because you are now changing whether you're doing bulk work or you're doing short work. But here's the thing, that's okay to do either, because there's opportunities in both. If you're going to be looking at doing 1 or 2 every couple of months, then, charging a lot more, you have a lot more time to go find that business. I personally think in the end, it always boils down to, what do you want to spend your time doing? And, what do you want to spend more time looking for business and looking for opportunities, or, you know what I'm saying? And when, and finding them and auditioning for them, et cetera, and getting that big job and payoff after a few months of work, right? Or do you want to work consistently and steadily every day on pumping out voiceovers? Okay. And by the way, that doesn't mean you can't have it, eat your cake, you have your cake and eat it too, right? Because you can be paid really well and do work consistently. And there are some voice actors that are doing that. But I think the majority kind of fall on either one side or the other. Okay. Or they don't know how to get on, they're trying to figure out which way to go. So in my mind, again, it goes back to that idea of, do you want to compete on price? Do you want to compete on something else? Okay. Do you want to offer, great quality, speed? Well, then if you've got great quality and speed, price is going to have to be more. All right. If you want great speed and great quality, well, then it's going to, right, you're going to have to give something else. All right, just brought my mind, that third piece just went out. So I think that you get what I'm saying, right? But we don't often talk about that other part, which is the bulk work or the work that comes every 3, 4, 5 months. That changes again the whole thought process of your business. I honestly wish that, I had an opportunity to talk to more people in the industry about these things, because I really think we could do so much together if we work together. But I think because of, whatever the powers that be, that's not possible. So I know I released this in my podcast, but I'm going to tell you guys here as well that we are going to be launching next summer. We're going to have a VO's Journey Elite Conference in Williamsburg, Virginia. I'm super excited about this. I've not released the exact dates, but it will be over summertime, and I'm thrilled about this. We'll have a venue. I've already have I've got one sponsor already lined up from a major website, voiceover website, and another website, Fiverr, is interested in being a part of the voiceover conference as well, as long as another so far we're batting 100 of the people we're asking, so that's a really good thing. So I'm excited about that, excited about really offering an inclusive place for people to come, and it doesn't matter where you are, what voiceover website you're on, whether you're with an agency or not. These are the conversations that we need to have as an industry, and these will help us grow and then learn how to get more business and more opportunities like I'm talking about in this show today. So I'm really thrilled about that. I'm excited. It's going to be really, really amazing, and I'm excited to bring in a lot of amazing people. And if you are interested and and if you see this and you are a coach or something too, and you want to be maybe talk or something, please feel free to message me or whatever, or someone that might be interested. And if you'd like to come too, I will post when tickets are available and everything, and more information later on. But got a lot of planning to do, but I'm excited, and I look forward to meeting a lot of people there. Okay, so anyways, this is the point where take a moment, think, put some questions down. If you've got any questions about Fiverr, about pricing, pricing is always just an issue because there's always people struggling with it or frustrated over it. So it's definitely one of those things where, I feel like it needs to be spoken about, but it needs to be looked at in different ways because it's not... it's not one way or the other way. There's always something in the middle, and we shouldn't be, in my opinion, we should be focusing on the opportunities, and the pricing then needs to be, dictated by you as a business owner and what you want to compete on. All right. So if we look at things from an opportunity standpoint, not from, over here they charge really low, or over here they don't charge. Like, you know what I mean? We look at it from opportunities. I think that will help us with this confusion or frustration over fighting prices. All right, so let's dive into here, see who's here. By the way, there's also a little button on the bottom. It's called a super chat. It's like a little money thing or whatever. If you would like to donate to the channel, I would be ever so thankful so I can keep coming live. I need to get back on here. Make sure, we get back Fiverr going strong, Fiverr Fridays. But let me get up here and see. Remember, if you got some questions, posted on there. Voiceover Angela, good to see you. Happy Fiverr Friday. Hello, Angela. It's good to have you. John, what's up? I'm here and talk about synchronicity. I was just this morning trying to set up my Fiverr profile. Awesome, John. I get things up on the details of how to set prices. Getting hung up. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is, on Fiverr. So remember, I know it's tricky, but you set how much you charge, but then there's for every this amount of words, you're going to charge this. Just like I was talking about, I like to make things as easy to understand for the client. So now you don't have to do this, of course, but I always try to keep everything the same. Like my prices for this amount of words is for this amount of words, and this for this amount of words. I used to do for 100 words, it was this, and then for every 50 words after it was this. But I found that I was having arguments with clients because they were like, I don't understand it. Why it says, this amount for this amount, and then now it's a different amount for the same amount of words. I don't understand, right? So I think Fiverr doesn't show that. They just have a little word counter, and clients get mixed up. So I found it easier. And I always, the silly dumb thing I say, I'm like Apple. I just charge the same thing everywhere. It just makes it so much easier for us and the clients. Sherry, what's up, Sherry? It's great to have you. Happy Fiverr Friday. Queen Bee, hello, Queen Bee. It's good to have you. Ruthie, happy Fiverr Friday from sunny Chattanooga. Good to have you, Ruthie. I bet it's hot there. It's been hot here. Ooh. John says, hi, Angela. I'm new to VO. Been watching yours and Anthony's videos since May. In June, I got my first book on ACX. Congrats, John. I'm now almost finished with number 4 and have 5 and 6 already lined up. Thanks to you both. That's awesome, John. Angela has an awesome YouTube channel as well. Voiceover Angela. You guys should check that out. You're right, Anthony. There are several ways to approach these sites. They're just not, there's just not one way to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that gets, again, that's what I wanted to talk about today. That gets lost because we get stuck on this. It's just this way or the highway. And that's not true. These are places for opportunities, not just that one place and that's it. Either you're there or you're not. You know what I mean? And listen, the cool thing is you don't have to be, on Fiverr. And you can still have all the opportunities from these other websites. Maybe you just don't like the way Fiverr works. And that's okay. Be on all the other websites. But don't overlook the opportunities that are there. There's opportunities. Or at least be aware that those are opportunities and that you're not capitalizing on. Maria says, happy Fiverr Friday, everyone. Hey, Maria. Glad to be seeing you live today. Yes, me too. Thank you. Let's see. Jason, what's up? Hello, everyone. What is a good amount of time to wait before messaging a frequent customer who has suddenly stopped ordering from you? A month? 2, you want to stay on their radar but not seem desperate or intrusive. I always do like a month. I'm a big like a month person. You know what I mean? I'm a month. You could do 2 weeks, but a month, I think a month is good. Voiceover Angela says, how exciting. Yes. Let's see. Trinchera music. Good morning. Hello. Mel, what's up, Mel? Happy Fiverr Friday. Good to have you. Michael says, Anthony, what's your favorite Pokemon? Pikachu, of course. Do you know people used to call me, like, before it came out, they used to, not when I was in school, when I was going to school, but when I was a teacher, all the kids would call me Pikachu. And I actually, for a while, I hated it. But then it didn't bother me. You know what I mean? So, Brent, let's see, PikaCon 2022. I love it. Yes, PikaCon. Mel says, question, I have worked hard to get a lot of work. Now I succeeded. My voice is starting to get affected. Should I pause, or do you have a tip for taking care of my voice? Yeah, Mel, good question, especially with audiobooks and long-form narration. When you're reading 4, 5, 6 hours straight a day, your voice definitely gets strained. There's a couple things. Vocal rest, to make sure when you're not narrating, you don't talk. All right? Whispering, do not whisper. Whispering is worse for your voice. You don't talk. There's also tea, hot tea, of course. Honey is really good. There's also some lozenges and things you can do. Vocal rest, keeping warm, rag on your throat and stuff like that. But in the end, you're gonna have to. I know this stinks, but it's like a muscle. You're gonna have to tear it down and keep building it back up and fight through these things. And your voice will get stronger and stronger to where you won't have these issues. But they will be issues for you at first, especially the more you talk. I mean, for me, I have the same things, but there are days where I talk 8 to 10 hours straight basically now because of the coaching and everything with session after session after session. And, and all the books and everything I've done and all the narrating, it's just become a part of what I do. But when I first started, yes, it was very, difficult, especially when you're reading nonstop out loud. So again, take care of your voice. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Make sure you're having those hot rags and those cloths. Hot tea is good. Vocal rest is important. You don't speak unless you absolutely have to. And getting plenty of sleep. Plenty of sleep is so important, and it's so overlooked. And it's a challenge for some of us, especially if you have insomnia or you're home all day. You got to sleep. You got to push yourself. But the sleep is so important. I hope that helps, Mel. I hope that helps. Keep fighting the fight. Abed, what's up? Hey, man, good to have you. Let's see. Love you, VO, bro. Let's see. TK Partida. Thanks to your videos, I just finished a 1,500 audiobook gig. Dude, that's so awesome. Congrats. That is fantastic. Congratulations. But may I ask, with Fiverr, why Fiverr impressions drop and how to fix it to go up? So there's a variety of reasons why your impressions go up and go down. Some of them are in our control. Most of them are not in our control. Okay. Fiverr rotates people around. The more people, we're almost at 26,000 gigs, I believe, up on Fiverr. I think there was like 25,600 yesterday when I looked. With that many gigs, Fiverr, they need to keep that steady influx going. So in order to do that, if they don't move people around, right, then there's only going to be a couple of people in the front of the front pages that get all of the work. And Fiverr was like that for a while, but then they started rotating people. So you'll see the same people here or there, but a lot of times you see a lot of new people a lot, and they're always rotating. So that can affect whether or not your impressions go up and down. Also, what can affect is your stats. All right. Whether you get a warning on something, whether you have a more than 1 hour reply, whether you have a late delivery, whether there all these different things, whether you got a bad review on the back end that Fiverr doesn't show you, you don't know, or you got a bad review on the front end. There's all sorts of reasons why your impressions can go up and go down. And the best thing to do to try to affect them is, keep working on, improving. But there will come a point where you got to give it a few weeks. You got to give it a few weeks to see if your changes made any. It used to be it happened really quickly. You know what I mean? Like, it used to happen within a couple of days. You could tell if your changes made stuff because there wasn't as many people. But now with so many people on Fiverr in the voiceover section, you gotta wait. And also another thing too, you have to understand is, when I joined, and only about maybe 2 years ago, it started really heavily and now it's really going. There was not a lot of verticals on Fiverr, meaning like, in the voiceover category, the music production category, there are tons of verticals. There's voiceover, but then there's music production. Then there's podcast intros and outros. There's jingles. There's audiobook production. There's editing. There's coach. Now there's coaching. I have voiceover coaching services through Fiverr now as well. Right, so you can work with me as a voiceover coach, ordering a Fiverr gig from me. I mean, there's so many different verticals that didn't used to be there. So basically, what happens is that they might promote a different vertical based on what is going on with their ads or whatever, and that's going to be another reason why your impressions are affected. Okay, so there's a million different reasons. The only thing you can focus on, right, is making sure your title is a title that people are searching, your tags are relevant to the title, okay, and that you have all of your stuff fully filled out. And then to get those clicks, you've got to make sure that your thumbnail is really enticing enough for people to click on it. All right. And then once they click on it, that's when it boils down to your demo and your copy. Okay. So I hope that helps. I wish I could have given you like a more, hey, this particular way is what you do, but that's the reality of it. It's very dynamic too. Okay. And it's all done instantly with search, with their algorithms. Let's see, which is why when I talk a lot about your opportunities to get in front of people, and that's what's really important to focus on, you notice, making sure that you're focusing on your quality, your ease to work with, the delivery time, so important. And if you're going to compete on that, not on a low price. But do know that, the people who are on the front pages of these different sites or showing up more, they're going to get those opportunities no matter what your pricing is. That's why it's so important for you to be everywhere and to be all over the internet and to be on all these other sites so that when you do come up, people see you. Because it doesn't matter how good you are or how much you charge. If no one ever sees you, you're not going to get any work. So you've got to be seen, and the best way to be seen is to put in more stuff out than anybody else. Pikachu! Yes, voiceover Angela. Mel says, also, if you worked for big brands through an agency, should I mention it on my gig? Absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, Fiverr just launched today that you can actually, they allow you to put up to 5 specific people on there that you've worked with. I don't know if that's something they're just rolling out in beta, but I just got a notification today that I could actually you can actually see the 5, like you can put 5 in there, like their website, their name, a description of it. So they're trying to promote more. Again, they're trying to get people to see that there are there's great voice actors on Fiverr, right, who've worked with a lot of weird people. You know what I mean? So they're trying more stuff out. I don't know if they rolled that out for everybody, but we'll definitely I'll definitely figure that out. TK Partita, that's amazing. So happy for you. Absolutely. Your Town Studios Pikachu conference. That's good. Come chew over everything VO. Clever. That to hire you for a good marketing campaign. I have voice strengthening exercises available. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's definitely a lot that you can do to strengthen your voice also with exercises, with practicing something that I did for years, of course, and I still recommend that every voice actor does, are tongue twisters. Same thing with voice, with singing. I worked with a very well-known voice coach, and she would always say, listen, if you want to sing, like for example, you want to be in the Phantom of the Opera, and you're going to have a main role, you're going to sing like crazy, right? Like you want to sing the Phantom, or you want to sing the Christine's role. Well, how do you sing that long and not lose your voice and do that, multiple times a week for a couple of years, right? Well, you first have to start slow by, singing 5 minutes straight. You know what I mean? Or just singing for 5 minutes and then singing for 10 minutes. It's the same thing with reading. Do you know what I mean? You're singing, you're just having issues because you got like an influx and you're doing a lot. So, just keep practicing at it. Don't stop. Keep working on it. Okay. But I'm a big advocate for working through, and not everybody believes this. Or agrees with me on this, and that's okay. I just like to try to get myself out there while I'm learning, because I found that personally, if I wait and I try to do other stuff, I'll end up never doing something because I'll let the analysis paralysis take over and I'll get so concerned. So I actually try to fail in order to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Because I would rather get myself out there, because I've learned that about myself, that if I don't, I'll mull over it. I'll think about it. It'll like tear me apart and I won't do anything. So that's just me personally. Not everybody's going to be like that, but I think a lot of people probably are. So it's totally up to you how you want to go about it. But yes, there's definitely voice strengthening exercises. Kay, what is the best way to contact regulars you haven't heard from in a couple of months on Fiverr? I know reaching out via message may affect their stats if they are not active. Awesome, Kay. It's good to have you from Facebook. So a great way on Fiverr, there is the top ribbon. There's a place where it says more all the way at the end of your top ribbon. If you click on that, there's a place in there that says contacts. If you go to the contacts page, it shows you every single person that you worked with. Okay. And, whether they ordered one order from you or 100 orders from you, it shows you every single person that you worked with. And you could just scroll through there. They have a place where you can message them and send them an offer. So it's actually pretty cool. So that's how you get a hold of them, Kay. Mel says, please share your Pun Studios. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel. The exercise is a singing exercise, but you do not have to be a singer to use it. Cool. That's awesome. All right. Well, it looks like we are down to that's it. Listen, this has been a really great session. I hope that the idea today was to get across that pricing is one dynamic, right? It doesn't have to be it's this way or the highway, right? No, life is not like that. Okay, so neither should our pricing be. And plus, we talk about pricing, talk about inflation, talk about costs. We are not immune to what's going on in the world. We are just a part of this world like everyone else, and we have to consider that pricing too. And that's why I think if we look at these places like Fiverr, like Upwork, like any of these other sites, like Voquent, all these places as opportunity places, not one size fits all places, then we'll start to look at this as not a price war, but as a place that you can offer your services for the price that you want to price your services at. Okay? It does not have to be one or the other. And I would love for more people in the voiceover industry, to, be a part of that, because I think it will help all of us, right? Because it will just increase the opportunities. All right, you guys, let's see. Anything else? Used your voiceover rate guide on your website to help me set my beginning rates on Fiverr. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm glad that it helped. And, I try to create that rate guide from a standpoint of what are realistic prices, that are happening. Not, again, one side where it's the most expensive, whether you are just starting out. You know what I mean? And so, I think there, again, it's meant to be used with the other rate guides as well. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you didn't get a chance, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And also, if you are trying to grow your Fiverr business or looking to start on Fiverr, there will be a link below for my Fiverr course, how to make $20,000 on Fiverr for voiceover. And it's an awesome course. It's helped tons and tons of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. And I know it'll help you too. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have a wonderful Friday. Thank you. See you later. Goodbye.